This past week, we were able to go up to Utah Valley, Orem, Utah. Played a little shorthanded. Kyla Deck was a little under the weather, and so did not make the trip. I was really proud of the way we played. Came out there. Took us a while to kind of catch our ground, but once we got going late in the first quarter, we were able to sustain that momentum pretty much throughout the rest of the game. Fourth quarter, we kind of let them chip into our lead, which is something we'll have to work on going forward, just being able to sustain leads and put teams away. And so, again, was happy to get a road win in conference versus a really good team and a well-coached team. And so then we came back to the Sawmill, which we hadn't been here since a long time. And so, again, it was good times to play in front of your family and friends, and played a Tarleton team that played us tough at their place, so we knew they would be game and ready to play us. And so, through the first three quarters, we were trying to find our footing, and then we're able to get on a really good run at the beginning of the fourth. And so, again, we're still learning a lot about this group and continuing to grow. And as long as we're winning while we're growing, I'll take that.
The random insight from Saturday, also the Play for K game,
yes.
Pink out, pink crowd. I know just in years past it's always been some type of special game, special moment for SFA. And how was it? Was it different being a head coach this time around, or was it just, oh yeah, we're wearing pink again?
Well, no, it's definitely different. It's a different game. Obviously there's something that you're playing for. Cancer's affected all of us in some way or another, It brings another purpose to the game. Obviously, we want to win the game, but you saw the video from our girls and who they play for and what it means to them. So anytime we have the opportunity to have our Play for K game, we want to make sure everybody understands that we're playing for a good purpose, and we want to support that cause.
On the season, Coach, you've got 8 girls that have scored over 100 points. Talk about what that means to not only just have your starting 5 that can go out there and get you points, but you've got some weapons on the bench that can come up and get some high-quality minutes.
Well, I think that just shows our balance. I think we're an extremely talented team. You never know whose night it's going to be, and that's the joy of coaching this team. You can go in and think it's going to be somebody's night, but it may be somebody else's night, and then we just ride that hot hand and try and ride it to a victory. So a lot of talented pieces, and that's a joy for me to coach, because I get to draw up different plays and think of different coverages of how other teams are going to try and guard us. So I'm pleased with the balanced scoring that we have, and I want that to continue as we go forward.
We talk about Kirsten Harden and her post scoring, but we always have been mentioning in these post-game pressers that her free throw shooting has improved an insane amount. This year, so far, she is 84% from the free throw line. And I know you said you've challenged her to do that. So what does it mean to see your senior leader step up like that?
I'm just proud of her. Again, 84% is a really good percentage for anybody, but as a post player, that's a really, really high percentage. So, again, she's put in the work, and she definitely day in and day out is working on her free throws. You see her at the end of our shoot-around. She gets extra free throws in just to make sure she's ready to go for the game. So that just is a testament to her hard work and her dedication to that piece of the game.
Road game down south in Edinburgh on Thursday, then back home on Saturday. In my opinion, kind of the hotter, but also one of the sleeper teams in the WAC in UTA. Just talk about and preview both of those matchups.
Well, UTRGV, it was a close game when we played them here last time. And so I know they'll be chomping at the bit to get us in their place and playing us down there. So we got to make sure that we're ready to go and dialed in from a defensive standpoint, because they're a team that can hurt you if you're not ready to go from the beginning of the game. And then, obviously, UTA, we lost at their place in a game that I felt like we just, for whatever reason, we weren't ready to play at the beginning, and then once we got into it, we were able to go on some runs and play well, and then just kind of let some things slip away from us late. And so, again, I want to see us, a couple weeks removed, how much better we've got. They've gotten better as well. Like you said, one of the hotter teams in the league. So just to continue to challenge ourselves and then see where we're at.
And a different point I want to bring up. You mentioned this last night on the Coaches Show. I paid attention on our Facebook live stream.
Wow. Okay.
And then you brought up one of your youngest coaching staff members brought you insight on the bus about your performance against UTA, and then also an insight on bounce houses.
Yes. Again, that's the great thing about college athletics is that my kids get to grow up and to be around these young ladies that are doing such great things. So, the UTA game, my whole family was there, and we're traveling back to Nacogdoches after the game, and I'm watching the film on my laptop. My daughter's watching, I think it was Bluey at the time on her iPad, and we're probably back, halfway, probably in Jacksonville or somewhere, and like you just see her pause and like she's looking. I'm like, what's going on? And she says, Dad, I know why we lost today. I was like, okay, well, like, why did we lose today? She's like, the defense was bad, and they had a bounce house down there, so the girls were distracted. So there won't be a bounce house here when we play them. I already talked to Ryan, so there won't be a bounce house here. So hopefully we're not distracted, and the defense will be a little bit better, and we can come out victorious.
Road game and home game Thursday and Saturday. First, Edinburgh against the Vaqueros at 6:30 on Thursday. Then Saturday, 2 p.m. against UTA. Coach, thanks for the time, and watch out for those bounce houses.
We'll do it. Appreciate you. Axe 'em Jacks.